Why am I making a food system in a game all about being an RPG? Well, you know why? Because I think it's fun, and I think that is, well, a healthy part of game dev. As I get into this next suddenly, let me see this. Let me just make sure. I'll talk about things later. Katak's actually we're Toshiaki, so this works out fine. Katak's 7 curse, character specific, all random item Toshiaki, and well, yeah, I don't know why I'm doing a food. Well, I say that kind of in an exasperated way. Light, knowledge, strength, charisma, every single stat check, maybe Takushi-san, definitely a light check, and I don't know if I'm using that phrase correctly. Basically, again, as I mentioned before, maybe the timestamp was after the timestamp, just in case, you know, we have people who skip for good reason, then yeah, I'm making a food system, and it is taking up time that it shouldn't feel too hard, but a lot of it is the image processing, which I might put in the thumbnail image, but Bulletin, Mermaid's Ward, Recluse. Oh boy, okay, fine, Bulletin then. So, what is actually... Oh, did I check the thing, by the way? Here's a casual run anyway. I'm gonna check the history club really quickly. Oh, cool, Book of Gore. And, yeah, we got 7th curse, so we get to a legal den immediately, although the hospital pass is nice. The army knife is thankfully not so bad, and then let's grab the thing and move on. But yeah, getting Re back into the imaging software, no matter what program you use, just so I don't accidentally trigger a robot, or robots, layers and foreground usage of images compared to removing the background is a technique that I think is pretty important, just in a lot of, not just anything that has to do with digital thing, but I can imagine, you know, graphic design, there is a very important part of managing foreground and background, among a lot of other techniques. I'm by no means a artist in terms of, you know, having commissions, working with commissions, working in a professional level from artistry, but I have used images, as you have seen, pixel art that I have tried to make, and yeah, it's there are things to learn, but if you do something, I say in my opinion, if you work on a method 1 to 2 weeks and really learn it, as long as you use it occasionally, say like once every week. Every 2 weeks might be a bit too long, but depending on the techniques you use and how you tweak those techniques, you don't have to stick by the rule book if you manage to... What's the word I'm trying to look for? I did not equip the army knife, by the way. I actually want to run from this anyway. Never mind, we're on Katak. I can't run. Whoops! I guess we are fighting. Do I get to do this? I think I do, right? It's not the greatest, but we're going to lose about, what, 5 stamina at least? I guess we're going to find out. We could also handcuff this encounter. Probably should, all things considered. I know we have Ward, but we can just leave Ward behind. So the real question is, how low do I want to go? I could do a thing. I forgot to equip the army knife. That was really bad of me. I do have Book of Gore, but I don't want to use it. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to handcuff this. There's not really any other way to deal with this in a way that I'd be happy with. But yeah, occasionally using your techniques, because if you sit on techniques, as I've known from other things that I've tried to do on the internet, when you don't use them for a very long time, hey, it turns out that you lose, I guess, there is some level of skill that you lose in a profession, action, job, hobby, so on and so forth. So, as it relates to image software, though, I'm not even that great at it, because I think being an artist is both, you know, obviously the application of your techniques, but also the... What's the best state? It's not imagination, but it kind of goes to an animation, how you design a picture, whether that's scenery, whether it's a character, whether it's an object, so on and so forth. I think that is part of the art, along with, you know, having the hand-eye coordination to move a brush, a mouse, hold the click button while moving a mouse, so on and so forth. I guess if I could go into specifics, like I said, I mentioned foreground and background distinctions. So there are a few ways to do that in lots of types of software, at least software that works with layers to some degree. And, you know, you could go the very, very brute force long way, but it's more finesse. You eventually want to do it anyway yourself, to go pixel by pixel around. So say, you see this white line around Toshiaki, we'll spend about 15 seconds here. This white line around Toshiaki, you could zoom in and basically work with each pixel, making sure that there are no white pixels sticking out. Those who've made art for World of War custom characters, events, so on and so forth, know what I'm talking about, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, you want to really zoom in and make sure that the transparency behind Toshiaki and the pixels that if your character has a white outline, usually there it is for a lot of things in World of War, but going in, zooming in, and working pixel by pixel can be a long and tedious process, but you're not always doing that. And for time's sake, you don't want to always do that. Unless you want to, feel free to do that. But usually you're just, say that for this Toshiaki back art, there's a lot of space here. It's about this big if we were to look at a square, and a lot of it is transparent. You could usually just use some kind, well, for characters there's a very specific palette of green, but you understand, the background is the green part or transparent part, and the foreground part is Toshiaki standing here. That's the best way I can do it. Can I do the thing right now? I think I can with the baseball bat, maybe? We do have Book of Gore, so I'm going to do it now. But that's what I mean, basically trying to separate foreground, background images, making tweaks along, well, pixel-wise. But then there are other techniques, using brushes, depending on your software, use blurring or sharpening pixels here and there on a deeper level if you want that fine, just to make sure there's nothing off. Usually there is too, but that's in the eye of the beholder. By that I mean, if a pixel looks off to one person, it may not feel that way to another. But there are usually not guidelines, like, because we're all human beings, we can all kind of tell when the human eye is kind of off, something looks a little off, something doesn't, but where you want eyes, because maybe there's a style where eyes are literally like an inch apart. Some people like bigger eyes, that's what chibi's for, so on and so forth. But as it pertains to things, again, I think art can be a very... I'm losing the word in my mind right now, but the art is a very respected position for a reason, especially if you're a fan of certain artists, a specific artist, and you like the style because the style fits you. Other people might not like it, but that kind of distinction here and there between people who like a specific type of art or certain genres of art, so on and so forth, I think is a good thing about art. Now, the financial side of things I'm not so knowledgeable about, but at least, if nothing else, you get my opinion to some degree. Because I want to change my mind here. Oh my goodness, that's right, we have 3 knowledge. We're in pain. We can't brace here, can't we? Nope. What happened to... Oh, we didn't get library notes. If I had library notes, I think we'd be able to suffer. It'd be hard to say. I think I need another point in strength, but meh. So this does mean we need to use the Book of Gore once. I'll use it after I get to one reason, and the reason for that is because you don't know, even if we don't have a status that I can think off the top of my head that can slow you down, usually you don't want to risk anything else. In a ghost encounter, it's less likely, but say if you get Mangled Hand before you attack, you should have... So a small little gameplay optimization. If you're fighting an enemy that... Wait, did I just dodge damage somewhere? Anywho. Using Book of Gore as late as you can, as long as you don't die, is better for you in most combat encounters. So this example I'm trying to say is, if you attack an enemy and then use Book of Gore, you might get Mangled Hand, but that's better than getting Mangled Hand and attacking 4 times and being like, oh, I didn't need to use Book of Gore until the second turn, because then you have more chances to proc Mangled Hand. And if you understand that, then that's the best way I can explain it. A Toshiaki perk would be good, and by that I mean one of his useful ones. We could reroll here. We don't need to. I'll use Shebs just in case we get to the lighthouse, because we have every single stat check. That's the primary reason why I'm holding on to Shebs. Maybe I don't, but we'll see. Effectively, we're at like negative 12% Doom, I believe, so... Yeah, fun times ahead. That being said, I do need to... I would like another book item. But if we don't, we should be able to survive perfectly fine without it. Now, am I gonna fight this boss? Probably not. I'll probably just run regardless, so I guess we're gonna find out. We'll give the Curious Package. If the Curious Package served some use somewhere in-game in version 1.01, then I would use it, but it doesn't, so... can we do this? Yeah, we can. So I hit Prep Attack. There's not really a difference aside from saving myself time. That way I don't have to click as many times unless you're faster on clicking this. But you get what I mean. No real difference. And if there is a difference, well, I'm sure there are times when it does, but if you can still hit 100% on 2 attacks or do what you want to do in the turn, then it's fine. Obviously, Prepare gives you 100% guarantee on accuracy. That's not what I mean, but, you know, if you were asking what the difference is between adding 2 attack boosts into an attack for 100% and doing Prep Attack, not really anything. And if there is, someone let me know. I think we can do this and grab extra experience. because we don't have any more investigations, and if I don't have coma or something, then we should be perfectly fine. Now I could try to fight this, but we're Toshiaki, so we don't really need to. Keeping in mind that with Sheb's, we'll probably want to use Sheb's Curse 6 times, so effectively we are at 42% Doom. If we use Sheb's to get, say, if we use Sheb's Surge, oh my goodness, I don't remember because I don't use this spell. Yeah, Sheb's Surge 6 times, that's 30% Doom. Then we have 20% Doom. I'm going crazy. Never mind, 32% Doom. Am I going crazy? I'm going crazy. Anywho, Quick Thinking helps out, but either way, we want to get Charisma up to 8 anyway, but we're taking Quick Thinking so we don't get flashbacked to 0 stat death. We do have Coma, by the way, so whoops, but we'll do Mermaids first. The hospital was at no threat level before the increase in threat level anyway, so it's fine. Did I use the police station? I must have, right? That's why I have the... yeah, because I don't have the handcuffs, that's why. Oh, I used the handcuffs earlier. That's why I was a little bit flabbergasted. Can we do this, by the way? Not really, but we can gamble on this. I think nope, never mind, because RNG is RNG! Now the next question is if I want to do anything else. I probably should just brace just to be consistent. And yeah, we still did as good as we would have done. I think we need to hit both 85%. Hold on. Wait, hold that thought. Okay, good. We still would have been just as great if we had taken 3 damage well, at that point it was the same because we do 10 damage and then we have to risk on 10 damage again. So 85% to 85% if I didn't do the brace. Which I probably should. It was still more consistent if for an unlucky person. Now I could just opt to run away here. If I could do a cool thing, we do have Book of Gore, but I don't want to use it if I can help it. 65%, I could just opt to run away as well. Never mind, that's right, we're on attack. So, I guess we will just eat this in the face. Then I'll just go grab the painkillers. Hopefully nothing weird happens. We should be perfectly fine. And when I say something weird, in this specific instance, I mean the stamina bug. But we can also do this. Because we are on Kathak, effectively going into this for 2% Doom allows me to heal some stamina for Doom. And indirectly allowing me to use Doom to save on stamina and or reason. But in this case, stamina. Because we can't run away, we can't spend 5 Doom to avoid an enemy while losing experience or not getting experience. So the roundabout... roundabout was to visit the hospital. I almost said bookstore. By the way, I would like to grab a pack of cigarettes. We also need to take care of these burns, but we should be just fine there. So yeah, if we could notice the face, that would have been great, but we can't. So yeah, we just take these burns. Either way, it's not so bad. I think we actually have. Wait, are we on Kathak? Yeah, we are. Okay, so that Swollen Joint doesn't do anything. I was like, is it just a Swollen Joint? But you know, we are actually on Kathak. We also lost Bat, but that's not so bad. But yeah, and I don't have nurses because if I'm playing Toshiaki, I really shouldn't have enabled the schoolyard because he's gonna have low charisma anyway. But that's a smaller optimization, in my opinion, anyway. If you build into charisma with Toshiaki, or are able to build into charisma, alternatively, I could Sheb Surge and grab a bunch of charisma to get students. If this were not a 7th curse run, because I think we're on 7th curse, sure. But I believe that's less consistent as a strategy, or a very minute strategy. That's not the correct thing I want to say. This is not real, is it? No, it's not. We get Hastiate. Oh no, Fracture Grave. Okay, I was about to say. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing much else to say at the moment. This is luck, right? Yeah. Toshiaki has luck. Ayaka does not have luck, and Ayaka's Eldritch Possession I don't think increases luck, but I don't play Ayaka enough to remember. Not that it matters anyway, because even if I had Eldritch Possession, we'd roll 12s, and Ayaka, funny enough, does not usually get to 12 in your stats. On all stats, no, but on a specific stat, yes, you can, but... anywho. So we should just smoke the cigarettes here. It should last until Toxi-san, if we have Toxi-san, because that's 6th floor. I could also just rest. I can also treat for stamina. I guess we should. Fungal growth and hallucinations. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I would like Futana. Would I want like Thought Flash? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because we are at the end of the run with 34% Doom. And we can cast Chebs as more 24% Doom. But as I said earlier, we'll have enough. So just to make sure that nothing weird happens. Boom, bum, bum. So 42% Doom. Oh no, we don't have Bath, but we have 42% Doom. And even if it were only 8% Doom per mystery, we would still be at 52%. So keeping that in mind. Maybe 6% Doom is going to be a bit tighter for me, in my personal opinion. But I think 5 would be the real minimum threshold in terms of every mystery Toshiaki. You would finally feel a big difference. But then Toshiaki's perks would need to be reworked because then they would cost too much Doom. But again, I think I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that Panstaz wanted to make another resource for Toshiaki, like how Yashiro has Faith, which isn't a bad idea, but again, maybe that wasn't feasible for whatever reason. But yeah, whatever the case, this was Suddenly Toshiaki Part 2, and I'll see you in the next character!